Hi, Monique Cook.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Christian Scott.
Hi, Christian. Nice to meet you.
Did you have any trouble finding the place, or you can take a seat here?
No, I didn't. I put in my GPS and I find it quite well.
Okay, great. So, what brings you here today?
Well, my daughter was taken by Child Haven, well, CPS today at school.
Okay. Well, I'm a social worker, here at the Tenenbaum Center. My job is just to kind of go over a situation with you, set you up with some resources that you might not have, and just kind of help your situation out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Now, before we go any further, I should explain the confidentiality agreement. Basically, it says that anything you and I talk about, it stays between us in the room. The only difference would be that if I feel like you or a dependent, meaning a child, an elderly person, or a handicapped person, might be in danger, as a mandated reporter, I'd have to report that.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
So you can go ahead and sign this and kind of read it on your own. If you have any questions, you can feel free to let me know.
Okay.
Okay, great. So you said that Sarah was taken from school this morning?
Yeah, the teacher saw bruises on her arms and she reported it and they took her from me.
Okay. I saw in your file that she also has on her legs. Do you happen to know where these bruises came from?
Well, yeah, I spank her. When she's bad, I just spank her. I spank my children. I don't see the problem with it.
Okay. How many other children do you have?
I have 3 children.
Okay. How old are they?
Sarah's 9, Max is 6, and Bobby is
It's alright.
12.
Okay. So Sarah's the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. So you really rely on her a lot then?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I just need her to do things so much, to just step to the plate and take responsibility with some things.
Okay, and you work full-time then, or?
Yes, I work full-time. I go to school part-time. I'm trying to get my associate's degree.
It takes a lot of strength to kind of deal with all the stuff that you're going through with handling your family, trying to build a career for yourself, and working a full-time job. It's really hard. It puts a lot of stress on you.
Yeah, it is. It's work, school, home, and just I don't have time for anything else. And so I need Sarah to help me. I need her to come home and cook or clean or help me with the kids, something. I just need her to feed the kids, just help.
Do you have any other family in town to kind of help you out?
Well, oh God, I have my mom, but we don't talk. She's just crazy.
Okay. And is children's father in the situation?
No, Mark died when little Max was born.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
So, why don't you and your mother talk? You said you guys just don't get along that well?
Yeah, I just have so much resentment towards my mom. She was just so mean, and she's a very bitter woman.
Okay. It can put a lot more stress on us when we feel like we don't have any help. With everything you're going through and then to not have anyone to kind of fall back on to help you out, it can add a lot more stress on you and maybe ramp up your tension.
Yeah, it really does.
So how often would you say that you lose your temper?
Every day. I mean, being a single mom, 3 children, full-time job, school, my temper is very, very short.
Okay. What does losing your temper entail when you get upset?
Yelling, screaming, sometimes cursing, hitting my children. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So you're not just physical with just Sarah then, it's the other 2 then, or?
Well, I would say that Sarah gets the worst whoopings. She's the oldest. I expect more from her. But Bobby and Max, they might get a little pull on the ear, a little tug here, but Sarah gets the worst.
Okay. Sarah probably has a lot going on herself. At 12 years old, I'm sure you remember that's kind of a difficult time, probably for you as well. Was your mom kind of relying on you as much as you rely on Sarah?
Yeah. When I was 12 years old, 13, I was the only child, and my mom always wanted me to cook and clean. And I was never able to have a childhood. I think I do the same thing to Sarah.
You sound pretty sad when you said that. I can tell that you really love your kids, and it sounds like you want things to be better, you just don't really know how. And it sounds like you definitely have your back up against the wall right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love them very much. I want my children back. I mean, although I have Bobby and Max, I love Sarah as much as I love them. It's just really hard. Being a single parent, raising 3 children is hard.
Okay. Well, would you be interested in maybe some kind of family therapy to set up between you and your mother, mend fences a little bit? I mean, even if you and her don't get along, you can kind of connect her with the grandkids, and maybe you'd at least have a helping hand and someone to lean on sometimes.
Yeah, that would be great. Like, I really want her to know her grandchildren, be a part of their lives. Like, for 12 years, she's haven't met Sarah. She's haven't met any of them.
Oh, wow.
So it's like I kept them away because I didn't want her to instill anything on them or put things in their head like she did me. But I think I need to forgive my mother and allow her to come in so they can know her, give them an opportunity to know who she really is.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um, Also, maybe some kind of anger management. Is it something you'd be interested in getting into?
I'm not crazy.
You know, I think a lot of misconceptions come when people hear the words like anger management or any kind of mental health. People assume it means they're crazy or something's wrong with them, and that's not really the case. It'll just give you some tools to kind of help you cope with your anger and maybe help you adjust a little bit better so you don't lose your temper and go off the rails as much. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I guess I can try it. Only if it fits in my schedule.
Yeah, definitely. It would take a lot of hard work, especially with everything you're going through, but I definitely think it would be worth it. Maybe also would you be interested in some parenting classes? That's something we do offer here at the center too.
I don't need anyone to tell me how to parent my children.
Yeah, I definitely understand the want to kind of do things your own way, but it'll just give you some extra tools on kind of how to handle things. Because like you said, the way things are going right now, they're just not working. And I'm sure that a lot of that is just kind of learned behavior from what you've been through. So this will just kind of give you some different alternatives and different ways to deal with things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess I can try it.
Okay. Well, as far as contacting your mother, that's something I could do for you, or would you like to be here when I do it, or how would you like to go about that?
Can you contact her? We haven't spoken in a while, and I know she probably would be happy to hear from me, but I'm just not ready.
Okay. The anger management and the parenting classes, that's all something we offer here at the center, so I can get you some times and dates and we can set it up for you. I'd like to see you in 2 weeks, and we can just kind of go from there and see how everything's going after that. Does that make sense? Does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. How do you feel like the session went?
Session went very well. It kind of opened my eyes to things that I made myself blind to, and I want to blame everybody else, but I think I need to take initiative and see that some of these things are my fault.
Okay. Alright, well, I will see you in 2 weeks and we can go from there.
Okay, thank you.